And what is up, everybody? Okay, I understand that it's Monday and that the last episode of Samurai Jack aired on Saturday. I've had a very busy weekend on my other channel, Action Fuzz. Look me up on Facebook. I put all the videos up there. Basically, I was I was disappointed. I was very disappointed with this finale. I mean, everybody wanted, Samurai Jack to have an ending. And I felt like they rushed a little bit too much with this ending. I mean, they didn't really go too much into detail what happened in the 15 years from the last episode. They didn't, and I mean, to be perfectly honest, I feel as if whenever they try to add a romance later into it does kind of cheapen the story a bit. It does, and that happened in Friends. By the end of the second season, they had to have Ross and Rachel. They had Ross and Rachel get together, and then after two seasons of that, they're like, "Yeah, we got to break them back up. We got to break them up again." A lot of time, like even in Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman. Once Lois and Clark got together, and especially after they got married, nobody cared about the show anymore. Eh, So doing this with Samurai Jack. Granted, there was the time he fell in love with that female warrior. He had feelings for that female warrior, who more or less was Aku. Well, no, actually was Aku. But then for Ashi, who's one of the who's one of Aku's daughters, who was like, it's just so disturbing, the scene of Aku's daughters being born. Now, it's one thing for him to have gone through the trouble of sparing her life and showing her the truth behind Aku, and it could have just as easily been like a student mentor relationship. It just so happens that it's female. Instead, they went the romantic route, and I really wasn't. I wasn't I wasn't really happy with it, and of course, for them to end it between the two of them the way they did, uh, it was tragic, which is somewhat understandable, but how they go about doing it is like, they killed. I want to say they killed Aku too quickly. They killed what they the way they should have done it was, like, after he kills Aku and everything starts to fall, that's when she starts to dissolve. I don't know if I said spoiler alert. Ta-da! Spoiler alert. That's when she starts to dissolve, and if there were, like, maybe like get a kiss between the two of them before, before she completely fades away, kind of like Jubei and Kagero in Ninja Scroll. Something like that, maybe. To actually have a romance, between the two of them. Prior to that, I was like, okay, he finally won. To have her, the kingdom rejoicing, and to have all of Jack's mentors and teachers come to his wedding, and then as she's marching down the aisle, have her faint and dissolve, and then not have any like real touching moments or final words or anything like that. Just fade away. That's it. That was sorely lacking. It's like, it was rushed. It was rushed. No fans or buts. Samurai. This season, I was really looking forward to this season. I was happy with how they were going with it up until all of a sudden they're getting romantic. It's like and that's within the last three episodes. Not really feeling that, but what's done is done. You know, like I said, I always felt like romance cheapened the story, and they could have done it a lot. They could have done it a lot better. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed because as great as Samurai Jack was, this is the send off it gets. They could have done so much better. They could have. They absolutely could have. But they were, probably what happens is so many people, because mind you, it was, Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network's decision, because people fail to remember that Adult Swim is still Cartoon Network, which is owned by Warner Brothers. So when Cartoon Network made the decision to cut the show, they have no intention of bringing it back for anything. Just let sleeping to them. Just let sleeping dogs lie. But this was something that a lot of people wanted to see finished. So they're like, okay, fine, but you have to do it this quick. You have to do it this quickly. So then you get the ending that we got, which was, which I'm sorry to say was, like I said, very lacking. Not like with Justice League Unlimited. That was I couldn't have asked for a better ending. Still have no idea what the hell the anti-life equation is, but it wasn't it didn't seem underdeveloped. It didn't seem rushed, and it was very action packed, and the drama was there, the humor was there. So, that's how that went down. But and then you got something like Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which I feel is the second best. Justice League first, and when I say Justice League, I mean Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, because it's the same show. It's the exact same series. Just one put the title Unlimited, and they added they added the rest of the DC universe, which was awesome. Close second to that was Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And because of the fact it wasn't getting a third season, you got that ridiculously very underdeveloped final episode with so much left in the story as far as what's the deal with Surtur? What happened to the Enchantress? Stuff like that. Not like with and I hear Young Justice is getting a third season, which okay, it deserves one, and it's going straight to Netflix, so it's probably just going to be 13 episodes because that's all Netflix does. I could be wrong, somebody let me know like what Netflix original show is actually, like 24 episodes or anything like that. But for the most part, when it comes to Samurai Jack, I was disappointed. I was severely disappointed in this ending. There was so much more. There was so much more potential they had there, and they didn't use it. They didn't use it. They should have just they should have just demanded more more money for it. They could have had this. They could have had this an hour long. They could have made this it being the last episode of Samurai Jack. They could have had it an hour long. That way, it didn't have to feel it didn't have to look as rushed as as the finished product finally was. But sad to say, that is the end of Samurai Jack. And and like anything else this guy does, I'll be more than happy to check it out. I'm done talking. You guys have a good night.